Hi, Kevin Coop here, and this is FaceTime with the Content Guy, coming to you this week from, it's a hotel room, but to be honest with you, I've kind of lost track. Anyway, that's not what's on my mind. What's on my mind is the notion of priorities. I'm a big believer in priorities. I think you have to make sure you have some. I think you have to make sure you have them in order. And if you don't have them in order, you can make some fatal mistakes, really stupid mistakes. Now, a terrific example of this recently was reported by the Washington Post. Apparently, there's a public school in Elwood, New York, on Long Island, where the principal and the 4 kindergarten teachers decided to cancel the year-end annual kindergarten show. Right? This is something they've been doing for years. They decided to cancel it. And the reason, they said in a letter to parents, was basically because they thought the children's time could be better spent in academic pursuits and making sure that they're ready for college and career. That's right. These kindergarten students, like 4, 5, 6 years old, couldn't put on a play because they needed to get ready for college and beyond. Give me a break. I mean, talk about having screwed up priorities. Now, with some justifications, the critics of this letter and this decision by this public school said that this is the problem with Common Core and this is the problem with having federal and national standards that dictate what teachers need to teach, what classes need to have, and give schools very, very little room for creativity. And I think that's, there's some justification to that argument. That said, there are a lot of teachers out there who have always just sort of, taught to the book and have not been very, very creative. And guess what? Federal standards didn't create them. My son, when he was very, very young, said that he could tell the difference between a good teacher and a bad teacher. He said to us that a bad teacher teaches the subject and a good teacher teaches the kids. And I'll tell you, that's talk about, wisdom out of the mouths of babes. And my wife, who is a 3rd grade teacher, I think takes that very, very seriously. But I even think she would say that the Common Core and the restrictions that are put on teacher makes it very, very difficult for teachers to be creative. But let's be clear, this is not just an educational issue. Having the wrong priorities or having misplaced priorities is not just a thing that happens in education. It happens in a lot of businesses. I mean, how many businesses do you think, when you think about it, have the problem where they set priorities and they're so rigid about those priorities that they don't really see the big picture? That they're so busy coloring within the numbers because that's what they're told to do, that they don't connect the dots and they don't see the larger issue. That's not smart for business. It's not smart for education. And it's a real lousy way to make progress, whether you're an executive or you're a kindergartner. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this Thursday morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.